Shadows of the arena, unmasking the gladiator's truth. The roar of the crowd, a symphony of bloodlust and anticipation, echoes through the ages. A solitary figure kneels, awaiting a judgment that seals his fate. Was he a hero, a victim, or something far more complex? Forget the Hollywood fantasy. We delve into the grim reality of Rome's gladiators, where survival was a brutal art and death, a constant companion. The arena wasn't solely populated by the shackled and enslaved. While countless gladiators were prisoners of war or condemned criminals forced into combat, a darker truth lurks beneath the sand. Free Roman citizens, driven by desperation or ambition, willingly entered the ludus, trading their liberty for a chance at fleeting glory. What drove these men to embrace such a perilous existence? The answer, as always, is multifaceted. For some, it was the allure of fame, a chance to transcend their humble origins and become celebrated figures. For others, it was the promise of wealth, a desperate gamble to escape poverty and secure a better future. But beneath the veneer of opportunity lay a brutal reality, a life of relentless training and the ever-present threat of a violent end. Imagine a world of iron discipline, where every sunrise brought the sting of the lash and the clang of steel. The ludus, or gladiatorial school, was more than just a training ground. It was a prison, a barracks, and a forge where men were hammered into weapons. Overseen by the ruthless lanista, life within its walls was a constant struggle for survival. Gladiators endured grueling training regimens, pushing their bodies to the absolute limit. They faced constant threats of injury and death, not just in the arena, but in the training yard itself. Yet, paradoxically, they received a level of care that was often denied to other slaves. Their diet, rich in carbohydrates and protein, was carefully monitored by the medicus, ensuring they possessed the strength and stamina needed to survive. Archaeological evidence reveals a peculiar dietary staple, a vegetarian concoction supplemented with a calcium-rich drink made from charred plant ash, a crude attempt to fortify their bones against the brutal impacts of combat. Forget the image of the generic warrior. The gladiatorial arena was a stage for specialized killers, each trained in a distinct fighting style, armed with unique weapons and clad in carefully crafted armor. These weren't just brawlers, they were artists of death, their skills honed to a razor's edge. The retiarius, armed with a net and trident, danced around his heavily armored opponent, seeking to ensnare him in his web of death. The secutor, the pursuer, was his antithesis, a relentless hunter clad in smooth armor, designed to slip through the net and deliver a fatal blow. The Murmillo, with his fish-crested helmet, clashed against the Thrax, the Thracian, whose curved sword and small shield offered a different kind of protection. The Democharis wielded two swords, a whirlwind of steel, while the Esidarius charged into battle on a chariot, a mobile engine of destruction. Each gladiatorial style was a deadly puzzle, carefully designed to create a spectacle of violence and skill. The arena was a theater of life and death, where the fate of a fallen gladiator hung in the balance. The crowd roared, their voices a cacophony of bloodlust and mercy. The emperor, or the editor of the games, held the power to decide whether the defeated warrior would live or die. The infamous thumbs up or down gesture, popularized by Hollywood, is likely a romanticized invention. Ancient sources describe a variety of hand signals, their precise meanings lost to time. But the intent was clear: to signal the crowd's desire for the gladiator's fate. A skilled gladiator, even in defeat, might earn the crowd's favor and be spared. A cowardly performance, however, could seal his doom, regardless of victory. The emperor's decision was often influenced by the crowd's reaction, a stark reminder that the games were as much about political control as they were about entertainment. For those who survived the brutal trials of the arena, a glimmer of hope existed, the possibility of freedom. After years of service, a gladiator might be granted the rudis, a wooden sword symbolizing his manumission. He was no longer a slave, but a free man. Some freed gladiators chose to leave the arena behind, becoming trainers or bodyguards, using their skills to earn a living outside the realm of death. Others, however, found themselves drawn back to the only life they had ever known. These rudiarii, or former gladiators, commanded enormous sums for special appearances, their names whispered in awe and fear. They were living legends, proof that even in the darkest of places, hope could still bloom. The sands of the arena eventually fell silent. As Christianity spread throughout the Roman Empire, attitudes towards gladiatorial combat began to shift. The games, once a symbol of Roman power and entertainment, became increasingly viewed as barbaric and inhumane. Emperor Constantine banned gladiatorial combat in 325 CE, but the practice persisted in some regions. It wasn't until 404 CE, during the reign of Honorius, that the games were definitively outlawed, following a tragic incident in which a monk named Telemachus was stoned to death by the crowd for attempting to stop a gladiatorial fight. For nearly 7 centuries, the gladiatorial arena had been a central part of Roman society, a reflection of their complex relationship with violence, honor, and entertainment. The gladiators themselves, both reviled and revered, remain a paradox, their stories etched in blood and sand. The echoes of the arena still resonate today. From the spectacle of modern sports to the fascination with historical combat, the legacy of the gladiators endures. Their stories, though often romanticized, offer a glimpse into a world of brutal realities, where survival was a constant struggle and death, an ever-present threat. But beyond the violence and the spectacle, the gladiators represent something more profound: the human capacity for resilience, the pursuit of glory in the face of adversity, and the enduring power of the human spirit. Their lives, though often short and brutal, continue to captivate us, reminding us of the complex and often contradictory nature of humanity. Are you ready to delve deeper into the shadows of the arena, to uncover the hidden truths behind the myths and legends? Then join us on this journey of discovery. Subscribe to our channel for more in-depth documentaries on ancient history. Share this video with your fellow history buffs and gamers. Let's explore the past together and unearth the secrets that lie buried beneath the sands of time. Your quest for knowledge starts now.